East Carolina guys are faring in the show. Unfortunately, some bad news, but I'm sure he'll be back up there, perhaps before the season's over, but definitely moving forward. And that is Zach Agnos had right at 20 appearances in his time with the Rockies. And I think you're the one that told me, John, he was optioned to AAA Albuquerque.
Yeah, he was. He has 4 saves, but he's pitched 21 innings. He did struggle here of late. He allowed 10 earned runs in the last 3 1/3. So I think they were still surprised that he was optioned down, but he was. So he's going to get his work back together at the AAA level, and I'm sure we'll see him back at the Colorado Major League level before the season's out. Actually, there's no doubt in my mind we will.
That's a tough place to be a relief pitcher for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the
Yeah.
biggest. Yeah, those gaps, and yeah, that's not, and the light air. It's not the best place to be a pitcher. It's like Front Royal, Virginia, at the Bing Crosby Park where I used to play in the Valley League. If you pitched there, your ERA was going up.
I've
Yeah.
been there.
And Gavin Williams, the big rigs, having a very solid 2025. He started 14 games, 5-3 with a 3.89 ERA, 69 in the third, 72 strikeouts, a 147 WHIP. Not as good as you would like there, but in the last 7, he's been even better. 3-1 with a 2.89 ERA with a 123 WHIP. John, what are your thoughts on Gavin's 2025?
Yeah, I mean he's coming to his own. He's still got to get those walks down. His last game he threw 55 of his 90 pitches were strikes. So still got a little bit of a walk problem, and it shows in the whip as you mentioned. But he has elite stuff. It'll eventually, he's still young, so I still see good things, and I know Cleveland's happy to have him, and he'll be in the big leagues for a good while with the way he pitches, and he's had a great year.
Jeff Hoffman with the Blue Jays, 31 appearances, 5-2, with 5.70 ERA. Being used in the role that Hoff is, that ERA, once you have a few bad outings like Hoff did a few weeks back, that can, definitely be misleading. But 30 innings pitched, 43 Ks, 17 saves for the Blue Jays closer.
Yeah, 17 saves and 5 wins against 2 losses. So
Yeah.
he's one of the better relievers in the game, and he's right now. I'm sure Philadelphia would like to have him back, but yeah, Toronto's reaping the rewards of him. He had 2 outings that have caused his ERA to be 5.70. But other than that, he's excellent K rate. So doesn't have a lot of walks. So great year, really good year. One of the better ones for the Pirates and the pros.
Speaking of the Phillies liking to have Jeff Hoffman on the roster, Jeff and the Blue Jays went to Citizens Bank Ballpark here in the last few days, and Hoff got a nice ovation from the Phillies fans.
Yeah, he did, and and then also another thing that I forgot to bring up was one of the saves he got last week. He came in, and the last out he had to get Burley out, and he got Burley to ground out. So a little ECU connection going on there on his last save.
Nice segue there, John. Speaking of Alec Burleson, he has been on a tear in the month of June. And I know you can provide those June numbers here in just a moment, but for the season, Burley, of last check, as of a day or two ago, he was hitting 298 with 5 bombs and 21 runs batted in. What are those June numbers?
Yeah, he's hitting 357, and over his last 7 games, I don't have him for the whole. He hadn't hit a lot of home runs here recently, but he's knocking in runs. He's getting on base, and he's doing what he can do. And everybody knows when he's on a roll, he can hit, and he's one of the better hitters. And they've plugged him in more. He was getting sit down a little bit, but now they've started putting him in there more regularly as his batting averages over the course of the month is really been on a tear, as you said. So 357 over the last 7 games, and you can't keep his bat out of lineup when he's hitting this good.
Sean Armstrong. Sean, of course, never pitched for Cliff Godwin, but he's had an excellent professional career in the last several years in the big leagues, and he's appeared in 28 games this year for the Texas Rangers. And the former Tampa Bay Ray, um, you noted here recently, has taken on an opener role with time or two.
Yeah, that's another thing. They're wondering if he can do that going forward. There's been some pitchers that have done that very well for other teams in the last couple of years, couple World Series teams. But yeah, the fact that he can go out there and give you 3 innings to start the game off with his K rate, and he doesn't give up a lot of walks, or he definitely doesn't give up a lot of hits. So he's got great stuff, and it'll be interesting to see where they put him. But if he can take on that opener role, which teams tend to use once a week these days, that would be interesting to see if he excels in that position.
Yep, in 28 appearances, Sean Armstrong's 2-1 with the ERA of an even 3, 30 innings pitched, 34 Ks, and at least a save or few to his credit. Connor Norby, definitely not the 2025 Norbs I would have wanted to date, but still a long way to go. And during the course of a season, and his big league career is still largely in front of him. He was had a cup of coffee, so to speak, up there a couple times with the Orioles before he became a Miami Marlin. I'm showing my age now, but once he became a Miami Marlin, really went on a tear last year. This year, I think 247 with 3 bombs, 18 runs batted in, 5 stolen bases, and they just actually played. You had Clayton McCullough and then Ethan Norby, a couple Pirates there, playing against the Washington Nationals. And you have Sam Nairn as the pitching coordinator in that Nationals organization.
Yeah, the Nationals are. Yeah, Sam is my brother-in-law's boss. My brother-in-law Justin Lord is a pitching coach in the Nationals organization, and that's who he reports to. So, yeah, another one of the great Nairns of Eastern North Carolina, and Sam. And yeah, when I hear his name or any of the Nairns' name, it always reminds me of when I played with Barry, one of the better shortstops in ECU history. So, yep, pretty cool stuff.
Now down on the farm, Carson Wisenhunt with the AAA Sacramento River Cats, 13 appearances, 6-4 with a 3.93 ERA, 73 and a third already this year for Carson. And I know you saw some of the numbers here recently, and he's really pitched well of late.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Who was that again? I lost you there for
Carson
a minute.
Wisenhunt with the
Oh
AAA
yeah,
Sacramento River Cats in the San Francisco Giants organization.
yeah. So Carson's kind of changed up a little bit. He's got a little bit more of the starting role in him, which is a different mentality for when you have to come in as a reliever when you can just go all out. So his K rate has dropped a little bit, but his walk hits innings pitched, aka WHIP, has improved, and ERA is much better. So he's pitching more like a starting pitcher, and that's going to be required. San Francisco just lost a couple arms in a big trade with Boston, so I'm still trying to figure out where Wizenhunt or the Wiz is in the pecking order of being called up. But it's a matter of time for him. He's got great stuff. He's got one of the, if not the best changeup in minor league baseball. It's really cool to see when he throws that thing, how hitters get so off balance. It's just amazing. But anyway, I can see him being up this year, and I know their manager at the big league levels already talked about him on a couple shows and said it's a matter of time.
The rest of these guys down on the farm, so to speak, in the minor leagues, hopefully on their way to the show, I'll run through these. And then if you have any thoughts on any of these that I mentioned, please chime in afterwards. But Carter Spivey with the AA Akron Rubber Ducks, 15 appearances, 2-1 with a 4.21 ERA. 29 Ks in 36 and a third innings pitched. Trey Savage. Trey continues to move up the ranks. Started the year with Dunedin down in Florida with low A ball, then became a Vancouver Canadian in the high A ranks, and now is with Double A New Hampshire with the Fisher Cats. Has had one start thus far. Went like 4 and a third, John. Allowed 1 run on 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, and 4 walks, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, pretty solid outing. He did the walks. So this is something I talked about with someone else. As he moves into the Double A, these hitters become they're a lot different. They're a lot more patient. You're starting to see guys that are getting ready for Triple A and the show really, and they're going to be a lot more patient. So you're going to see a little bit more walks. He's going to have to get closer to the zone, but he has the stuff that he can pitch in the zone and still get out. So that's the good thing about Trey. So what you'll see is the K rate's going to come down a little bit. His walks, as he gets used to Double A hitters, is going to go up a little bit. But once he starts getting comfortable and realizes that his stuff is that good that he can get those outs up there, that'll start happening. I mean, it's a matter of time for him. It might not be this year, obviously, but we're looking at a 2026 Trey being in Toronto.
Also in the Blue Jays organization, Carter Cunningham started the year with Dunedin, as did Trey Savage, and became a Vancouver Canadian. For the year, Carter's struggled, and he's hitting just a little below 200, but has really had a pretty solid month of June, which is great to see. He's hit safely in 7 out of the Canadians' 10 games and a couple of bombs. So hopefully Carter Cunningham is on his way to getting it going there in Vancouver. Josh Moreland, similar performance on the season with the Hudson Valley Renegades, Josh Groves also with the Hudson Valley Renegades, and Groves has pitched very well, 4-3 with the 3.54 ERA. A lot of swing and miss, 53 and a third innings pitched, 62 Ks. And I have a graphic I'm going to show here in a moment with the way Groves has pitched here of late. He says Yankees number 29 overall prospect Josh Groves has been an under-the-radar breakout performer this year. Year-over-year comparison of just high A stats. Last year, there you see his numbers, and then how much of a positive jump he has taken in 2025. Sinker 93, 94, topping out at 96 with the fastball. Upper 80 slider. Very solid changeup and curveball for Josh Groves. Any thoughts on him?
Yeah, and as I told you and JR, I've started to pick up watching Josh and keeping up with him a little bit. But that K rate is definitely went up, and I'm not sure the reason why, if he's added another pitch to his arsenal. But with 93, 94, top end 96, yeah. So that's a great K rate. So he's the guy Joe there says he's under the radar. Yes, that's under the radar because that's Double A material almost. We'll see where that goes, but I'm starting to keep up with Josh now. He's in my Rolodex of players that I keep up with now, and I'm not taking away from any of the other players, but I typically start watching them when they get to Double A.